We're hanging a linen wallpaper on this wall. The product is Wallquest. The product has a repeat 10.5 inches. Now, a lot of folks would hang this randomly, as if it had no repeat. The problem with that is that the last paper hanger hung it like that, and it highlighted the seams too much. And so I decided to search for the repeat. And if you look, I just located it. But how are we going to know what the repeat is when we get this product to the wall? It's not going to be easy. We're going to lose it. It's going to be hard to find. That's why many of you would just say, I'm just going to hang it random. You see how these 3 lines match? 1, 2, and 3? And then if I should move it, you see? So that's the annoying repeat on this product. You see those 2 lines in the center? That's how I found it. It's very difficult. So how does a paper hanger maintain this pattern repeat? How do I know when I get it to the wall? Very simply, I'm going to use tape after I find the pattern repeat, and then when I go to move this, I'm just going to break the tape, and I know that my sheets need to line up with the tape. That's the only way I can do it. I'm going to dry hang my linen, because to get this product onto that wall and to try to hang it next to the preceding sheet without getting paste on the preceding sheet becomes difficult. So what I do is I wet the backing of the product. And then with a white microfiber cloth, I'm going to spread that moisture onto the backing. I'm going to avoid pooling like puddles of the wetness, and I'm going to do the edges like this. I'm not going to rub them like this so that the other side of it gets wet. When I get to the edges, I'm going to push off from the middle. Your hands have to be super clean when touching this. But here's a trick. Don't touch it unless you have to. I'm booking my wallpaper after wetting it. See that? And you can see the expansion. You see these buckles? That's because the backing has gotten moist and it's expanding. You see my other sheet there with the tape on it? I know that that tape meets up with this. But now, while this is booking, I'm going to match my 3rd sheet with this sheet so I don't lose that connection, because this pattern is difficult to find. So this is my center point. I've pasted 27 inches from the line over to here, and I pasted a couple of inches to the left of the line and a couple of inches to the right of where the paper will end. And I pasted it about 6 minutes ago. Okay, I put it there. I don't want it overly wet, and I certainly don't want it too dry. So it's a judgment. This is actually a little bit wetter than what I want. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Okay, there you see me putting it to the wall against the not so wet paste. I'm using a low moisture paste, clear adhesive, and I'm trying not to touch the product too much. Just enough to get it stuck to the wall so that I can come and smooth it out with the applicator that you use for linen, which I'll show you on the next frame. I'm getting it lined up with that laser right now. For the smoother, we want to use something like this, okay? I'm just using this if I need it, but this is the product I want to use for smoothing it out. My friend from across the pond gave me this. He'll remember. Phil Beckwith, and I really appreciate it. Let's get to it. Now, before you touch this to the product, you want to make sure that it's clean, right? If you don't hang lots of these products, make sure that you keep it in plastic. So you can see that it does the trick. And obviously when we get to an edge, we want to go from the edge toward the center because you don't want glue on. It's a pain to hang this product. I think anyone can do it. I really do. But do you want to spend the time that it takes to get it right? That's the whole issue. Okay? Remember, you have tacky paste underneath, not soaking wet. Why don't you want wet paste underneath? Well, one of the reasons is it can bleed through. It can bleed through your product, so you definitely want to use a low moisture adhesive. The other reason is your edges. If you have it too wet and soupy and you didn't let it tack up, well, the edges are going to be wet with your paste product on the edge. So even if you use tape here, you could use tape, but that little 100th of an inch is going to get damp and it's going to discolor your seam dark. Okay, you can see that you're going to use your brush from left to right, ideally. You can start in the center and go out to the edge, but the edges I'm just pushing down. If you look, like right there, I'm pushing the edge down with the brush. The less you touch this stuff, the better. With something hard, you could see the lines. If I use that plastic thing, I run the risk of seeing the lines on the edge. Because you scuff the product, you can actually bruise it. And with this product, it's so sensitive, the less contact you have with it, the better. To cut the edges at the top and the bottom, I can use a stainless steel, small and large, or I can use my plastic smoother. But again, it has to be super clean in order to go onto this product. I'll use a small stainless steel for this cut. So this is my second sheet. Remember, I have the tape here. So that I can meet it up with the tape that you see on that right edge there. Okay? Now, this is my third sheet. Since I matched the pattern here, I have to make sure that I'm going to put a couple of pieces of tape over here so that, remember, it's easy for me to identify where this sheet is supposed to go when I get it up onto the wall. So you can see this dark blue line. I put the tape right over it so that I know exactly where it goes. It's very subtle. Now, even though we have wet this area with paste, look at what I'm doing right here. I'm going within 3/16 of an inch of the edge of the first sheet with new paste. I'm leaving a space because I'm going to use a seam roller that will push the wet paste from the sheet that I'm about to hang onto the edge of the wallpaper that I'm about to hang. It happens. What if it dries up? You're going to have a bubble underneath if you don't do this. And now we can use this plastic on the right edge of this second sheet just to go up. But look what I'm doing. I keep going to the right with my smoother, right? Just in case it has paste on it, I don't put it back onto the product. See that? Let me show you again. In other words, if paste is coming out of the right edge, which it won't because we use very little, okay? But I keep moving to the right so that if there's any extra paste, it goes here and not onto the edge. And that's the way you do your linen seams. If you rush this, you will forfeit all of your hard labor. I see the bubble, I'll get it. For you OCD people. But that's your seam. Okay, so that's your finished product. Now, these lights are throwing shadows on it, so you can't fully appreciate what we're looking at, but I'll get up close so that you can see at least the perfection of the seams. I see that. This was my last piece. I see that bubble here. I'll push that out. And now, one of the dangers with linen is that you'll scuff it. So we'll look from the side and we'll see no scuff marks. See that? Let's go straight across it. What do you think?